Thor Reacts to From Me to You, BABYMETAL, featuring Poppy, the League of Legends character, I'm assuming here. But, see guys, I promised yesterday to check out something new, right, so to speak, newer or newest from BABYMETAL, right? So, I get it. I mean, obviously, most recommendation and request so far, right, has been stuff like that, Rondo of Nightmare is below, which of course is like this big hits, right, a classic, right, Gimme, Chocolate and so forth, right. So I was like, okay, it sounds fun, okay, let's check out the latest video that they have done, the absolute latest. It's like 2 weeks ago, 13 days, and I'm gonna see the big difference, right. So far I've mostly seen, like I said, right, I had a 10, a decade ago videos, right, maybe it's new genres. I mean, yesterday, yeah, there was a music video. It's very, very crazy. I have to say though, I almost kind of want to say a music video as well. Might do it tomorrow. Another like more newer music video as well, right? With metal, because that's also probably maybe even a bigger difference, as visually speaking, right, and so forth. But yesterday, slightly, did I mention a Fox story? You guys didn't press the button, but I was thinking, what Fox stuff do I have? So I have this stuff, okay? Still unboxed to this day. Before we get into the video, I should show you the FOXIEST of the Foxes thing I own, right, okay? This here, of course, is still in the... not only is she still unboxed, or he has to say, it's even in the packaging, okay? Because this one is so rare, I have never seen anyone else having this figure. This is, of course, Naruto, the kyubi, right? I assume everyone has seen Naruto, or at least know about Naruto, right? So, obviously, Naruto has the kyubi spoilers inside of him, right? And, it's a fox demon god, right? The 9 tails, right? And, of course, Naruto didn't invent the kyubi. You also have the kyubi in Pokemon and whatnot, right? It's a very, very common Japanese mythological yokai, right? Again, a kyubi is like the, Q means 9, right? So it's a magical fox, right? But here, yeah, so let's say this thing, okay? If this video, guys, get 1,000 likes, then I will finally unbox this Naruto figure in another video there, because I've had it for years. I've probably had it for like 5 years. Never say as when I have it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's in the box, okay? Because it's just a rare figure. Not that super expensive, it costs like a few $100s, but it's just like that. Fox Goddess Naruto. There we go. You can have it in front of me. I kind of want to unbox it, but again, this is probably one of the rarest figures I have, right? And it's a super nerd, you know what I mean? You don't want to unbox it, because then obviously the value of the figure goes down. It sounds so weird when I say it. It's like, yeah, that's right. I bought a Naruto figure, the kyubi, obviously then female Naruko. It cost like $500, and I never unboxed it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's right. It's an investment, guys. One day, when I'm dying, my great-grandson will inherit this figure. It's like, I can sell it now to build a house or something, yeah. But anyway, let's go into From Me to You. But yeah, smash that like button, press the subscribe button, guys, and I might finally one day, right, be unboxing my Fox Goddess Naruto. But anyway, let's go. I guess that's the Poppy, right? The legal character. Yeah, the 4th version there. Also. I think so, right? It's like a 4th woman rival. Yeah, just quick sign up there, right? Because it's called featuring Poppy. And honestly, I've never heard about them name before. I am jokingly, of course, calling her Poppy as a character, is a champion in League of Legends. But I'm assuming, right, that the woman that was standing like here is Poppy then, right? And this is obviously BABYMETAL, the 3, yeah, has to be, right?
Now
Okay, first of all, immediately. This is how... God damn it, everything they do is better. Sorry, my headset's a little bit wonky. I'm gonna have to replug it. But, first and foremost, right? This is, as always, is this band so unexpected, so hard to understand what's gonna happen. I mean, now, it is the fourth person doing it though, but I didn't expect Poppy, I suppose, this person to come in and do this as screeching. Right? I'm like, what? I felt more like they were gonna do that. It's just, yeah, it is very unexpected as always. Everything baby metal, you never know what you're gonna get. It is very intriguing. I thought about it at length yesterday. You've seen that video, right? But it is very much that, as I said, the discovery fun factor. You never know, because it's like discovery in video games, right? You're walking with your character, with your Nesco, and you never really know what you will find, you know, on the next alley. You go over the mountain, you go over this mountain, you don't know, it's gonna be a forest, it's gonna be some kind of frozen, you know, planet, it's gonna be a volcano, right? You never know what's gonna happen, and this is very much that feeling, baby metal. You never really know where you're gonna end up. That matters feel. Another thing that's kind of obvious is they are definitely taller now. They're bigger. This nice to be like at least a decade between the first video and there has been more than a decade, right? From their first video to this video, or performance, whatever. Certainly, right? And it does have O2. It's in UK now. I actually used to live literally next door to a stadium called the O2, but that was in Dublin then. But it was the same owner, I believe, that has the one in London. So I lived literally like the next house to it. So I could hear the music every time it was... No, but literally, like imagine, so seriously, I can show you the map, but whatever. Basically, imagine this is the, you know, U2 then in Dublin, right? I believe this is the other one in London. But yeah, then I lived like just over the hill, right, you know? Like my house is there's like a lamp up here. You see a slight lamp up there? It's like a little house. Yeah, like it's where my mouse is. Something is shining there. That's like a house next door, right? That was my house. So I could literally... I lived... I kid you not, I lived in the penthouse suite on the highest floor. So I could like see down into the U2, O2, what it's called, Oxygen, what they call that, the O2 stadium from where I lived. And it sounds awesome. It wasn't awesome. No, it was awesome sometimes. No, but seriously, right? It was not that awesome, okay? I might sound like I could see right into the musicians. And it was cool, you know, for the first few months, right? But then you were like, actually, no, as you probably expect, it isn't that fun to live next door to, you know, like the freaking biggest, like, musical place in the city. Not that fun. One of my colleagues, he lived over a Temple Bar in Dublin, which is this very famous, like, party street with all this, it is a red, kind of like big red bar house. If you ever been in Dublin, it's the most touristy spot. He lived in the same house, it's over the red thing. It was the worst operator of all time. I've been there his place a few times then, because people are drinking there every night. I mean, literally, Monday to Sunday, right? All the time. Every tourist goes there. That was way worse than this thing, though. Yeah, that was the worst ever. That was the worst thing ever. But yeah, living next door to a music stadium thing isn't that fun either. Yeah, the story was dreamy. Maybe it sounded fun at first, but no, it was. Yeah, you get kind of tired of it. It's kind of like, I'm sorry if I'm derailing now, but it's a very quick side note. It kind of reminds me of how my mom explained our house, okay? So when I was a kid, right, and I'm the oldest son of my siblings, right, so I have a bunch of siblings. So my mom bought this new big house, okay? The second house that I lived in then, with my mother. First we lived in an apartment, but this is the first house. Right? So huge house and everything. And it was very close to the school, you know, like obviously I went to elementary school, right? It was very, very close. So my mom was like, oh, it's the best house ever. It's amazing. I can see my kids from, you know, from the kitchen. It's the greatest house of all time, right? It's so safe. The kids can walk over the street. It's the greatest house to ever, own, right? That was her perspective. That's why she bought it. It all makes sense from obviously a motherly, protective standpoint, obviously. But then, of course, when we were a little older, like 10 years later, my mom was like, "It's the worst house to ever own." She's like, "It's the worst effing house to ever have. I hate children." Right? Then she was like, "I hate kids." Okay, like obviously, my siblings also have passed elementary school, right? So now she's living next to elementary school, and she's staring at the freaking kids every day. When she's hearing the scream, it was mostly the soundtrack because she would hear the kids, playing and screaming and playing baseball, whatever, soccer or something. And she would hear that, and she would be like, "I hate this house effing much. I have to sell it." So she sold the house many years ago now then. But it was kind of like that. First is that it's the best house ever. And then you're like, "No, I hate it." Yeah, it's like 2 years later, it's the worst house ever. It's so much noise. It's not cool. Yeah, but let's keep going. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. She's the crazier one. I'm like, what? Epilepsy warning. I'm just like, where's my epilepsy warnings? No, but the visual of this live performance, it does feel way more colorful than I think the other one I've seen. Yeah, I think the outfit we see here too is more green, it's more silvery. This, leave a comment below if you see the evolution here. But obviously now I'm basically jumping from the first to the last, early. I'm doing like a massive jump, of course, here, right? But it's like, this is not the same color scheme or hue or anything like that. Yeah, it's very, very different in aspect. They went from the dark and red, right, the brimstone, whatnot of hellish landscape. This is much more brighter. It's epilepsy as well, but it's brighter, right? Not only is the brighter, it has that it's more colorful or whatnot, right? More colors, but it's like the outfit, like I said, right, has more, other color scheme as well. The effects, the lamps, everything is way, way more, very, very, very different. Like, what's this called? Color coded, I guess. Yeah, the color coded of the performance is quite different. But it also might be the actual, sometimes of course, it's actual like live. What's called the theater itself, right? The O2, like the actual, perhaps it's the actual place, and maybe it's what it is. But I think the outfit still speaks to that, though. That this is less like, dark and red, and this feels less demonic, I guess, compared to the last thing I saw with the whole ballooning, man. Okay, this is what made it more though. Red, okay, now, okay, I forget what I said. But this, I mean, it's way brighter, isn't it? it's like a demon. It's just back slightly here. So first of all, I started noticing it here. This is actually, I think, a little hard to see this thing in a live performance. I mean, not being there, right? But I think there is a kind of demonic like imagery on behind them, and it's clearer in a few frames later. But yeah, I do feel the camera, honestly, it's a little bit missing out on the stage here because it tends to like come from the angle, right? So you don't see the screen behind them. You don't really see like what's behind them in most of the angles. But here it's very clear, right? It's some kind of demon. Yeah, it looks very reddish. So yeah, when I think about it, maybe to rewatch it a bit, but it does feel like you're missing out a little bit on the visual performance. And I mean actually the directing, right? I have to say a little bit critical and the more I think about it, because I'm a little bit like, it does feel like maybe earlier it all should have been better at showing the full screen. But this angle here gives you like the best, you know, to understand both the visuals and seeing all the performers at the same time, right? But this was not that many of the frames were in this angle. As a side note, I once was at a company that was working on, it was a job interview, and they were working actually on developing like a more modernized viewer experience from home for live stuff, musical, sport games or whatever. But just very quickly here, the idea was that you can watch something live, you had different kind of cameras, so you would be able to kind of do what I'm talking about now, right? Like seeing this is the main frame, then you would have like another screen here, right, that will show you the girls maybe from a very close angle and so on. And then of course you had different like buttons on your TV so you can do it quicker and so on. It was kind of interesting. It was an interesting concept, but I don't know if they ever succeeded with it. But yeah, we're talking about the viewport. I mean, it's only like a minute left here, so let's see. First of all, it was kind of funny. I feel like I got self-owned when I said, right, you know, it's like, yeah, what happened to all the red and blackness? Yeah, didn't like was it baby metal mostly those two colors, right? Black isn't the color, but whatever you got about. The lack of color then, yeah. Wasn't that there, was the black and red mostly, right? And then I was like, yeah, this is lighter, it's brighter, it's more green and so on. Then this thing happens. Yeah, I should have, I'm not gonna edit it out, it's gonna be in the video. But, yeah, the last minute felt more, I guess, more similar to what I said previously, right? From the metal, yeah. The visuals in this part here, to play it a bit. You see the screen and so on. Yeah, this feels more like, you know, similar, right, to the Rondo of Nightmare and so on, right? Massively so. This is the color scheme that I'm used to. but it was the first almost 3 minutes definitely did not have this. No. But even like I said though, the outfits are still definitely very different. It feels more brighter. It feels more greenish, rainbow almost, with more color spectrum, and so on. So that seems quite different. Definitely. But I think that I am right though on the direction of the visual, honestly. I feel a little bit, maybe I'm too mean now, critical, but it's like the same thing here, right? Because now they're starting the visuals, right? Again here. This is what I mean, right? Okay? I don't think this is, to me, it's a little bit weird. But this is kind of what I get into, right? Because I said in all the videos, you know, I started with junior game designer or whatever. Everyone starts in. You become a game designer, lead game designer, you become like a, you know, creative director, a game director, so forth, right? So I think a lot about this stuff as well when I work in some of the games I've done in my life. It's on trailer and so on, not only, you know, like the game mechanics. And yeah, I don't like how this camera here, right, immediately moves away from the screen behind her. You know, I decided to do this like rotoscope spectrum around her, and it looks pretty fine. But you know what I mean, because they're just starting to play these visuals currently behind her, right? Here comes this like Godzilla monster, whatever, popping up. You know, here's who's that Pokemon kind of thing, and the screen immediately kind of goes away from that. And the thing is that it also could be, honestly, this could be so much better done too, because even if you want to do this like spectrum view, right, where you spin around her, what you could do, right, instead of spinning it So now we're spinning it towards her back, right? To her, the dart is inside of her, as to speak. We're spinning it towards her back, but if we spin to her front instead, you will still have the spin effect, but behind her, you will also see the screen, right? So this is really weird. Like, it should go the other, counterclockwise instead of clockwise, right? Yeah, then you also have the screen. Man, I feel like super nerdy. I was like, no, this is wrong. But honestly, this is something that I would tell someone that I work with, right? I mean, honestly, this is something I would tell, like, a person working for me, some junior artist, like, why are you doing this thing? The camera should go in another direction. Yeah, like this. No, but the intro should have the camera go in that direction, right? This is I don't like this. I feel like, but I'm like, no, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Like, that's what I'm like, oh no, it bugs me so much. But this is why I'm work damaged, whatever it's called in English. It's called arbetsskadad in Swedish, okay? It's not a Thor reference to you, but I don't know what it's called in, honestly. Leave a comment below, I don't know what you call it. So in Swedish, we call this thing arbetsskadad. Arbete, just like in Japanese, like arbeiter, right? Because it's like a European word, means to work, of course, right? And skada, just like the calculating damage tool, whatever. Skada means damage, right? So it's also a word of work add-on. So arbetsskada is kind of like you worked with something so much that you cannot stop seeing it, right? And I am definitely a lot of arbetsskada in my life. Like, if I go on a tram or something, I'll be like, why is the thing when you check out your ticket, why isn't that height for? Well, shouldn't it be like 10 centimeters higher, depend on like the average height of a human in this country, you know what I mean? Like, I think about shit like that, okay? So I'm massively damaged from being designer of many things, but yeah, I don't know. This thing really bothered me. The more I rewatch it now, the more I get bothered by it. It just feels like a really weird decision. That being said, what happened is probably right. You only have this one camera, so this video itself probably has no other no option, right? Because they probably have this spinning rotor camera for this recording, and they didn't have another one. So when they're editing this video, they were like, this is what we have, right? So it might not be the director or the editor's fault or something like that. And I feel really hard now, but it might be the cameraman's fault. No, but seriously, that's probably my guess. They probably don't have another, comparison here. So the issue would be like, when this is starting, why are you going with the camera that should go to that instead, right? So it's like, yeah, that's probably where the mistake is. The live recording, probably. Let's go to the positive. I probably lost 10 subs there, right? Daring to critique anything. No, but I have to say, I always find that to be a genuine issue, right, on YouTube and all social media. That I really struggle with people that make YouTube videos, and they cannot ever be honest, right? They have to just love everything. I'm not like that, guys. So no, you know that. Yeah, no, you know that. But the reason I think that I'm not like that, and I see it as positive, is because then that when I say that I like something, I actually mean it, right? Because if I don't like something, I will also don't like it. So hope you see what I mean, right? It's more, I feel it's much more genuine. But whatever, I digress. But yeah, I'm probably gonna name this video like "This triggers the director inside of me" or something. Because I don't know, that really bothered me. I was like that, and I watched it like 3-4 times now for making a video. And I'm really bothered by that last minute, how they're doing the directing work. Oh, it really bothers me. But anyway, okay. She looks kawaii, adorable, kawaii metal pop. Yes, they obviously look way bigger, taller, stronger. Yes, they. I mean, you certainly see that. I mean, we don't have to really go into that, I feel, because it's so obvious. But having just seen like their, very earliest performance, right, like the very beginning of their musical live artistry, whatever you want to call it. There's always like, okay, they're like or a decade older now, so you can really see different, because it's not only just body language and confidence, but it's also just like how the eyes are, the mouth, how the chin has changed, right? So I mean obviously it's like, I'm watching someone now that is like a decade older, clearly in every aspect of it, right? Everything from like I said, body shape, body height, all that stuff, right? Facial structure, bone structure, nobody from all of that, but also from, like I said, a confidence level, right? From security as well as well. But I mean, it's all obvious. It's all very, very obvious, of course. That's like this song definitely felt way less pop, right? Massively so. Maybe it's because it's pop is there though, which again I never heard about before. So, but I don't know. I maybe should sing pop songs. No, but I mean, this felt yet another genre, right? Like in the first one I saw, Gimme Chocolate, that one to me feels the most, you know, like more like yay poppy, right? Even though it has of course metal beats, but it feels more in that direction. And then like Yesterday, in that one it felt very like, how say it, two different genres mixed together. So you have one part that's very pop, very yay pop, very catchy, you know, very, very much that feeling. For like half a minute, it's of course much metal and hardcore, and it goes like very like that, right? This one here felt that was just mostly more into metal. Yeah, this one definitely was way less of that like pop sound of it, whatever you want to call it. Or some people call it anime or something. Yeah, this didn't feel anime. That's the review. No, but seriously, this one clearly has yet another genre mixture. But that's what I guess what you have with baby metal is that every song feels very different than the other ones. Perhaps, of course, I haven't seen a few yet, but when I'm up to like 40-50 songs, then I'm gonna be like, no, I understand everything now. No, but it certainly felt much more metal, right? So, is she like a mascot or something, this demon here? I am thinking about it now, like, they obviously have a demonic theme, right, going on. Do they have their own Eddie or something like that? I think she kinda looks like Hela in the Marvel Universe then. I mean, obviously her actual name is just Hell. Yeah, don't they call her Hela in the movies? But her name is just Hell or Helvete egentligen then. Obviously because she's the, you know, she has the same name as the Hell has in Swedish, so which is Helvete or Hela, so it's kind of weird. She's also supposed to be Loki's daughter and not the daughter of Odin and so forth. But anyway, I digress. Movies ruin everything. But yeah, she does. I think it's something we look at the shoulder things and the hat thing. It does look a lot like the Marvel Universe Hell. I think she looks like her a lot. But yeah, maybe the bad has their own mascot. We'll see more of this thing. Maybe I'm jumping into the end now. This is the fully evolved demonic mascot character of the band. But anyway, guys, if you subscribe, press the like button. I might make another video tomorrow if I have time. Also, I'm going to another band or something. But yeah, I think the next video will be another music video. I think that I like to kind of go back and forth, right? Like music video live. So next video, I will probably check out their latest music video, like the newest one, and compare that then to the oldest one. That'll be kind of fun. So anyways, you guys can have a great day.